We will not say entirely different because I have another degree in management studies where
that is the aspect of managing the business. But the core job itself,
I was actually going to say, even what you study in the university is not exactly what you come out, and it is. Because
repeat it again, because that's what we trap ourselves in. Somebody has gone to read an accounting and want to always remain in accounting.
And that is very wrong.
Somebody has gone to read engineering and he's not getting the opportunity in engineering and he wants to do.
You see, some of the courses you read can trap you. So it depends on what kind of engineering you read. If it's electrical engineering, you want to work with a company and probably it's not picking you. There are other electrical jobs that you could do.
Hi, my lovely viewers. Today I'm bringing you another episode, and it's not a man. Today it's a lady, and I think she's the second lady I'm interviewing on this channel. And actually, her story caught my attention when Wode Maya was vlogging about his estate, and this beautiful lady here pop up or went to Wode Maya's place, and actually the aspect that caught my attention was how she was using a bike to hunt down business or hunt down clients. And one aspect of a business is not about passion, but it's about how you can catch customers, you can give them what they want, or you can give value for money. And the bike aspect alone caught my attention. I said, no, I can't leave this story just like that. I need to also get the other side of it. So today I'm bringing you this beautiful lady. She'll tell us her full name and much about her business. Madam, you are welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And your name?
My name is Miss Caroline Mause Agbenyenu.
Caroline
Mause
Agbenyenu.
Yes.
Wow, my country woman.
Exactly.
Good. Okay. What happened? Daddy, what happened? Let's start from how you went to where Wode Maya. Did you know he owns that place?
I didn't know.
You were just going.
Yeah.
But after you met him, did you know who he is?
I actually didn't know who he was, and he didn't want to tell me either. So all he said was, "You take a hold. When the video comes out, you get to know who I am."
So now you know who he is.
Now I do.
So you didn't know you have walked onto one of the renowned YouTuber, the largest, or the I'll put him in this category, one of the richest YouTuber in Ghana.
Ah.
Yes.
Okay, that's another aspect you've uncovered to me.
Yes, maybe he might argue it out and say it's not true, but that's the category I place him.
Okay.
Yes, because he's having 1 million plus viewers, followers, subscribers on his channel, and he's traveling around Africa to change the narrative of how the old story or the history of Africa was supposed to be a jungle. It's a most dangerous place to live, and through him I've got to know, or the world is getting to know, that Africa is one of the most peaceful, rich continents to live in.
Very true. Very true. Yes. And let me hit on the rich. Africa and Ghana is a very rich country.
Sure.
Very rich. We've got all the mineral resources that any other country would want to have.
Nail it well.
the gold, the oil, the timber, the cocoa, a whole lot.
Why is it that it seems like upon all these riches, it looks like Africa is poor?
Yes, that is very true. My opinion, I would say it's got to do with the leaders.
It's got to do with the leaders.
Yes, the leaders who run the country. because I don't sit in the helm of affairs and make decisions. So we elect members of parliament to go up there and make decisions. So they make decisions. We've got the legislature that makes the decision. We've got the executive, and then we've got the judiciary as well.
Okay.
So we have all of these arms of government. We've got the president himself as a commander-in-chief of the armed forces.
Okay. To make good decisions to help
exactly
enrich the country.
Yes. So the decisions you make up there and the steps you take to implement the decisions is what would determine if you would be classified a rich country or a poor country. And in this case, I will not say we are poor. We are not poor. Okay. We're just not making good use of the resources we have to make the country wealthy.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, now that is a different subject for another day.
Yes.
Now let's come to, what is the name of your business?
My company's name is Carl de Maclair Conglomerate. And
it looks like it's having some French.
Yes, it does.
Where from the French aspect?
So I went to the Registrar General's department. That is where you get your business registered. And the name I had was Carl. Was it Carl de Maclair? No, the name I had was Maclair.
Okay.
And
it's happened somebody has taken it.
Yes, it happened somewhat. Someone hadn't actually taken the exact name, but she said that it was similar. And so I had to change. And the next thing that came to mind, or the next name that came to mind, was Carl, which stands for my name, Caroline. And then the Mause, which is Maclair, Mause and Caroline as well.
Okay.
So to make it sound sweet, to make it sound polished, to make it sound rich, I thought, what could I do? And so, French is a very romantic language. And so to bring the de in there, so it's got an accent aigu and an accent grave on the E and the E, the okay. E of de and the E on the Maclair.
Okay.
So that is how come I have the name is Carl de Maclair. So Carl for Caroline, de is, just to put the Carl and Maclair together. And then, that is how come we have Carl and Maclair.
My lovely viewers, I just want to nail something here. You see the way she was actually explaining how she picked the name. That shows how creative she is. Good. So that's a compliment.
Thank you.
That's good. Now, you've touched on something that most people do not know, that before they start their business, they need to go to the Registrar General for the registration.
Yes.
Can you tell us
how it came about?
Yes.
Okay, so I was employed before I quit my job to start my own business. And so I am very professional. I'm very good at my job.
Okay.
And so because of that, I had this good relationship with my clients from my former employer's company.
Okay.
So when I quit, because of the relationship, I sent my proposals to them. And because they were registered companies, they couldn't work with me if I wasn't registered.
Okay.
Exactly. And like I said, and I would keep saying, the relationship you have with the client.
So in another way, you say network.
Yes, in another way, yes, networking.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then the relationship is keeping the network.
Yes, true. The relationship is what's keeping the network.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had one. May I mention the name of the company?
If you don't mind.
Okay. Yes, and this is also to praise them for the direction and the advice.
Okay.
So there's this fine gentleman with Kariba. It's an oil and gas company, logistics company.
Okay.
Their branch here in Accra. So Richard is a very good friend of mine, and I actually got to the company through the CEO, Mr. Alfred Kujo, whom I met at the Petroleum Conference. I think that's a 2019 Petroleum Conference. So I met him there, and then when I came to Accra, I established my own business. I made him aware that this is what I was doing, and then he invited me over to his office. and
Okay.
introduced me to everyone and asked the procurement team to make me go through the process. And if there's any tender or any supplies, I could be a part of it. So that is how come I established a relationship with Richard. Richard then, taking me through the process, told me that my business had to be registered and blah blah blah. But before then, in 2020, during COVID, I had started supply business. I was supplying noise masks, the thermometers, and other things. So whilst people were locked in their rooms, I was out there.
You were out there doing business.
I was out there doing business.
You took advantage of the crisis.
I did, and God actually proved Himself to me. That was when I actually did well and I actually saw money. Yes.
Wow.
During COVID, I tell you.
Will you wish COVID to come again?
No, I will not wish COVID to come again because some people had their loved ones die.
Okay.
But I know that there are opportunities and doors God will open all the time.
Sure.
And we just have to be watchful, and when that time comes, be ready, and then you grasp on it.
I heard somewhere that either the Japanese or the Asians, they don't have this word crisis in their dictionary, or they don't have it in their books, simply because out of the crisis that they see opportunity.
That's very true. That is very true. And there is something I also say. What I hate to hear is I can't do it or it can't be done. Where the you. I hate to hear that word. And so yes, it's good that an entire country does not recognize that word. So that should tell us the mindset of even those people.
So when tsunami or crisis hits them, pandemic, something hits them, they don't, instead of them to sit down and cry, put their hands on their head, they rather create opportunities out of it.
Exactly. And that is the same step I took to which today you are seated here with me. Actually.
That's very good and is very creative. So to my lovely viewers, if you're watching Caroline, and she has been able to establish a business out of a crisis, even though it was something that should keep people indoors, but she was able to go outdoor and she was able to create business out of it. So now, what is your role in the business?
Okay. So before I come to that, I was saying, Richard, he advised me that I had to register. And so that is how come my company is not registered. I went to the Registrar General's department.
In which of the classes? We have sole proprietor.
It is, yes, sole proprietor.
Sole proprietor.
Sole proprietorship. Yes, sole proprietorship. And so from there, I started to read about what else my company would need, because I was looking forward to working with big companies. And so I realized I had to register with SNITS. I also had to register with the Ghana Revenue Authority. And to also get government bids, government contracts, I had to register with the PPA, Public Procurement Authority. Yes.
So all these are agencies that your business requires.
Yes, if I want to go far,
because basically you want to go to the corporate.
Yes. And even to take government contracts. And even to, of course, there is to I don't know. Let me not add the international word because I have no idea about that. But of course, with the documents and certificates I have, most especially being registered with the Registrar General's Authority, having the SNITS registration, which is very important. The government takes keen interest in it. And then the Ghana Revenue Authority, that is the tax. So being registered with these companies, it gives me that access to almost every company, even the government, to do business with them.
Both individual and in government.
Yes, so I'm not limited. And that is how come I'm working. I work with an oil and gas company, because with the oil and gas company, for instance, you need to have the petroleum commission certificates. Some
Okay.
yes, the role I play in my company.
Yeah.
So book wise,
Mhm.
official wise, I am the CEO,
Yeah,
Chief
the CEO.
Executive Officer.
The founder. Okay.
I am that person.
Okay.
So every administrative role to make a company stand, I play that role.
You play that role.
I am everything.
Okay.
I'm a general manager. I play the role of a general manager to make sure that the business is moving forward. I play the role of a marketing or sales executive because I go out and I prospect for jobs. I play the role of HR because I handle recruitment. What other role? Well, when it comes to the financials, yes, I can create, come up with the pro forma invoices and the quotations.
Okay.
But I have a financial consultant who's a very good friend. He helps when it comes to the very intellectual parts with the finances.
Okay.
So I get advice on him on how to handle the finances, where to put this, where to put that, how to handle the payroll, the PAYEs, the SNITs, and all of that. Yes, I have him helping me with that. And because as a cleaning company, we work in a very dangerous or hazardous environment,
Okay.
and so I have a quality health and
Health and safety.
yes,
officer.
I have a health and safety officer. Um, Hello, Raymond. Kudos to him. He's Raymond Atadzi of John Moore International, which is also an oil and gas
Okay.
company.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's also my health and safety consultant.
Okay.
He advises and takes me and my team through training,
Okay.
how to handle the chemicals, the PPEs, what PPEs we need to put on, how to recognize a hazardous environment, and all of that. Yeah.
What's it there? We'll come to that.
Okay.
But the way you are going, it sounds more technical.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Which course did you read?
Okay. So I have 2 degrees.
Okay.
I first read journalism and media law
Okay.
with Central University.
Okay.
And I did my internship and national service with journalism. I did my internship with Home Based TV.
Okay.
And that they were at Kokomlemle then.
Okay.
And GH1 TV at Platinum Place.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I watch GH1 a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I did my national service there for an entire year.
Wow.
Yes. And
I didn't see you on the TV set.
I only did one interview. So I don't know if that one interview you did watch that day.
Was it the morning show?
No, it was for a news story. It was
News
a cover
story.
for a news story. Yes.
Okay, then maybe I didn't watch.
Yeah.
Because
And I don't even think I showed because we're interviewing a gentleman from the diaspora.
Okay.
They were having their conference or something like that. So we interviewed. So when you're doing, so at that point, it is the interviewer and the interviewee and then the microphone.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you didn't come in. Okay.
I didn't.
So how come somebody who did journalism and management studies is now handling? That's why I said hold it there. How were you able to blend what you study in the uni to what you are doing right now? Because it's a very huge gap for graduates that after they finish school, they are not able, they don't know what they do. They don't know what they want to do.
Okay.
It's like they don't know how to transform, transmit, translate what they've learned in school to creating business or creating job for themselves.
Okay. So I must say we've all got destinies. I believe in destinies.
Okay.
So we've all got destinies and purposes with our strengths and weaknesses.
Okay.
And I would say with confidence, I am an entrepreneur. I am a business person.
Okay.
Even before I went to the uni, I was doing business. That is how I was able to take myself to the university. After secondary school, I had to sell fruits.
So you took care of yourself?
Yes, I did. I did. So I had to sell fruits, very nicely packaged, and that counts with wisdom. And wisdom is only gotten from above. God. He gives skillful wisdom.
So are you still doing the fruits or you stopped?
No.
Why?
I was doing it in Koforidia. That is where I grew up.
Okay.
So I was doing it then, and then when I got admission and I had saved money, I had to move from Koforidia to Accra to come to school.
There's this saying about Koforidia ladies. They are called
Koforidia flowers.
So, wow. So let's continue. How you are able to?
Okay. So because I believe inbuilt right from my mother's womb, I am a business person.
That's how you see yourself?
Yes. I don't think everyone is meant to do business. Everyone is meant to do entrepreneurship. Some of us are meant to found and create the business. And there are others out there who are supposed to come in and steer the business we have created to create jobs for those who are not supposed to create jobs.
So are you saying that it is good in Ghana that we have this large number of graduates who are unemployed?
It is not good. It is so not good. And actually, when I completed secondary school, I learned tailoring.
Really?
I did.
So you can sew?
Not too good, but
because you didn't
I can sew though, but it wouldn't be
as
perfect as a very,
because you didn't really put it into practice.
Exactly. I didn't. So I learned how to sew because at that age and at that time, I realized that it wasn't just the job I would do in an office or employed by someone that would be enough to take care of me and my needs and everything. And I don't like to stay idle. Any least time I have, I try to do something. So
you are the go-getter.
Exactly. So even as I speak with you, I started practicing learning how to sew again this month.
This month?
Yes. So I have this tailor in my neighborhood. There are days I don't. So I have scheduled my week. So Monday is for this, Tuesday is for that, Wednesday is for that. So Thursdays and Fridays, I have created a time where I go to noun perfect, I would say perfect what I learned back when I had completed secondary school.
Want to sew your own dress?
I want to, and my day isn't fully occupied all the time. It's not fully occupied. So days where it's not fully occupied, what do I do? All I do is I think and plan, and when I'm getting crazy, I watch Netflix. And I can watch Netflix for hours. And one time I said to myself, why spend all these hours watching Netflix? What else could I do with this time?
Money is not coming, no comfortable life, you're not solving problems, you're just sitting down.
Yeah.
And that is what has caught many are being trapped in this kind of, I don't want to spoil somebody's business, but always sitting behind the TV.
I know, right? I don't remember the last time I watched TV.
Really?
Yes, except for the Ghana match, I watched just one. I think the second Ghana with, I don't even know what team that was, and it was just one match. Since
is it the one that they lose or the one that they
the one we scored 2 and they scored the Cristiano Ronaldo one?
Yes, that's Portugal.
Okay, so that is the match I watched. And during the entire World Cup thing, FIFA thing, is the only football match I've watched.
Wow. Wow.
But TV is a waste of time, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But TV can be a waste of time based on what you are watching.
I actually wanted to rephrase.
Okay.
Yes. So thanks for rephrasing it for me. So TV can be, well, I would not say it's a waste of time, but you choose what you watch, and then it can be a waste of time to you, or it can be a gain to you. Because there is this program I watched on Netflix. It's a series, Selling Temper, and it's about it's a lady boss who owns a real estate company that sells and builds houses,
Okay.
and they are all women. And so watching that series, I'm learning and watching how she's holding her meetings with her staff who are all women,
Okay.
and how difficult it is to work with women.
Okay.
Some with their ego, how she handles them. I actually,
Want
after
to
the
learn?
first series, the first episode, I made that decision to watch the entire season
Okay.
because of that.
They
And
always make the first episode so spicy, catchy, and they keep you in that suspense to always watch the next episode.
That's their job, and they're good at it.
And I guess you're also getting good at your job.
I am day
Okay.
by day. Every day is a learning. It's a learning phase for me.
So, how do these graduates, in a simple way, how do they transform this what they've learned in school? Even if, because what is like what you've learned in school is totally different from what you're handling right now.
That is true. That is very true. We will not say entirely different, because I have another degree in management studies where
That is the aspect of managing the business. But the core job itself,
I was actually going to say, even what you study in the university is not exactly what you come out, and it is. Because
no, repeat it again, because that's what we trap ourselves in.
And
somebody has gone
wrong.
to read at accounting and want to always remain in the accounting field.
And that is very wrong.
Somebody has gone to read engineering and he's not getting the opportunity in engineering and he wants to be.
You see, some of the courses you read can trap you. So it depends on what kind of engineering you read. If it's electrical engineering, you want to work with a company and probably it's not picking you.
Okay.
There are other electrical jobs that you could do.
There are other electrical jobs that you can do.
Yes, there are. I believe there are. I have no much knowledge, but I believe there are.
Sure, they are.
Even fixing, you can fix something. So you can fix companies' electrical machineries or whatever.
Okay.
Yes, it's one thing you can do. See opportunity in everything, no matter how small it is.
In everything.
In everything, everything. Yes,
Wow.
yes. So, let me say this. Let's not limit, most especially here in Ghana, let's not limit ourselves to what we study in school.
Okay.
And for those of you who haven't gotten there yet, I'd like to encourage you. The least time, look at your schedule. When you come back from school, whether you're in the JHS or in the secondary, even if you still are in the university, or even if you are done with university and you are out there working or looking for a job, find a hand skill job to do.
I interviewed somebody this morning.
Okay.
He also said the same thing. Look for a hand skill job. So not only what you've studied in the classroom.
No. So if my head didn't work, my hands could have worked with the sewing. Yeah. Yeah.
If I've not met you to do this interview, I would have regret in my life.
Wow.
Yes,
I'm
because
pleased.
we need this kind of story to encourage the women,
Okay.
to encourage the guys. And because I do calculate the number of people who finish school every year, just the people who have just ended their national service. The question is, where are they going to be right now?
Exactly.
And if nothing is being done, the question is, how or what would these people be doing in the society?
I wonder. What would you be doing?
So your story is much needed.
Very.
If your head is not working, your hands need to do what?
Yeah.
Need to work.
It needs to. So this is to also let parents don't have the head. Not everyone is supposed to go to school. Yes, you need the basics, but not everyone is supposed to go to school, at least.
So it's not compulsory to necessarily go and read your master's, BA.
Hell no. I'm gonna add a hell. I don't know if that is professional for me to say.
No,
hell no.
You see, people spend so much money reading courses, and at the end of the day,
tell
they catch up with their retirement and they've
Yeah.
not really done anything.
Yeah. And their salaries, come on. Yeah. I was actually going to read my master's after my second degree, but then by then I had already started business, and I was like, even my bachelor's degree, the jobs I ended up doing when I completed the university weren't even related to my degree. One. And two, what I'm doing, I don't see how what I studied in the university is helping now. If there's any additional thing to grow, I have to go on the internet and look for resource materials. Nothing from the university. So I said to myself, then if that's the case, why do my master's? So I'm rather looking at a time where my business is more settled, and I would like to read project management because it's related to my job.
Now.
Yeah.